If you're an HR professional, business owner, or office manager, and you have employees approaching age 65, this video is for you. Welcome to Seniority Perks, Medicare Choices at 65. Today's focus isn't selling insurance. It's about how employers can support employees who are turning 65 while keeping HR compliant, protected, and hands-off. Every year, more employees reach Medicare age. And those Medicare questions almost always land on HR, office managers, and owners, even though you're not allowed to give Medicare advice. You might hear concerns at the copier, in the lunchroom, or during benefits meetings. People ask who to call, what to sign up for, and whether they'll lose coverage. That's exactly the gap Seniority Perks was built to solve. A safe, licensed place for employees to get clear education and enrollment support without pulling HR into regulated advice. Over the next few minutes, I'll walk you through why this matters, the choices your employees face, the risk to employers, and how a compliant solution looks in practice, so you can keep your focus on running the business, not fielding medical coverage decisions. Hi, I'm Phil Smith. I write and speak about retirement and healthcare, and I've spent years helping individuals and employers navigate Medicare transitions. I work with benefits teams, brokers, and plan administrators to simplify what can otherwise be a confusing process. Through Seniority Perks, we partner with major Medicare carriers to provide education, licensed guidance, and enrollment support, so employers don't have to be the default resource on Medicare questions. If your organization has employees approaching 65 who plan to keep working or retire in the next few years, important Medicare decisions are coming, whether HR is ready or not. Technically, Medicare rules allow employees to do nothing, but doing nothing can create late penalties, coverage gaps, and costly mistakes, issues that often come back to HR to explain or fix. Think about an employee who delays Part D enrollment and later faces steep drug penalties, or someone who drops employer coverage prematurely and ends up with higher out-of-pocket costs. Those individual problems can become HR problems, affecting retention, morale, and even legal exposure. Employers are increasingly being pulled into these conversations without a safe, compliant place to send employees. And that's where planning matters. When an employee turns 65, there are three main pathways they must understand. Keep only their employer plan, which may be fine, but depends on the plan's design and whether it's creditable for drug coverage. Combine employer coverage with Medicare, often done to preserve certain employer benefits while using Medicare for core coverage. This requires proper coordination. Choose Medicare and drop the employer plan, sometimes the best financial and clinical option, especially with high-deductible employer plans, but it must be timed correctly. Each option has very different rules, short and long-term costs, and consequences for family coverage, premiums, and future enrollment opportunities. These are not simple choices. They involve enrollment timing, when to sign up for Parts A, B, and D, employer plan coordination, how two coverages interact, drug coverage rules, whether an employer plan is creditable, family coverage impacts, what happens to a spouse or dependents, and penalties that last a lifetime if missed. For example, missing a Part B enrollment window can mean months of delayed coverage and ongoing premium penalties. Employees guessing or relying on casual HR answers is risky. Clear, licensed education helps people make informed decisions and prevents those lifetime consequences. For example, if an employer plan is not considered creditable under Medicare rules and an employee doesn't enroll in Part D during their initial window, that employee may face permanent late enrollment penalties. These situations often begin with statements like, "HR told me," or "I thought my work plan was enough," or "No one explained the timing." When that happens, the employer can be left managing confusion and trust issues. Having a licensed third-party Medicare resource protects both the employee and the employer. It removes HR from giving restricted advice and creates documented, compliant handoffs. Today's employer plans are very different from years past. Higher deductibles, narrower networks, more cost sharing, and limited extras mean that employer coverage no longer guarantees the same protection it once did. That change makes Medicare coordination more important than ever. In many cases, combining Medicare with employer coverage, or transitioning fully to Medicare, can improve protection and control costs, depending on benefits, payroll deductions, and individual health needs. The key is doing the analysis correctly, so employees don't trade short-term comfort for long-term cost. This is where Seniority Perks fits in. We serve as a Medicare education and enrollment platform employers can offer as an optional resource. We provide Medicare 101 education tailored to working and retiring employees, one-on-one licensed guidance from certified professionals, side-by-side plan comparisons that show costs, networks, and drug coverage, step-by-step enrollment support when employees are ready to act. HR does not give advice, and HR does not recommend specific plans. Instead, HR has a compliant, documented place to send employees. A neutral resource that preserves employee choice and reduces employer exposure. Most employers use Seniority Perks in simple, low-effort ways. Include us in Turning 65 emails. Insert our materials in retirement packets.
Mention the service during offboarding or offer periodic Medicare education sessions.
Employees contact us directly for help.
We handle education, answer questions, and support enrollment.
There is no cost to the employer, no contracts, and no minimums. Just a turnkey resource you can add to your benefits toolkit. If your organization employs people long enough, Medicare becomes unavoidable. The real question is, will employees figure it out alone and risk penalties and confusion? Or will you provide a trusted, compliant support resource that protects both sides? Offering a licensed partner is a small step that reduces HR involvement and protects employee outcomes. If you have employees approaching Medicare age, we invite you to explore how Seniority Perks can support them. We offer employers a simple, compliant way to reduce HR involvement, protect employees from costly mistakes, and provide real value during retirement transitions. To learn more, schedule a brief conversation with us or visit seniorityperks.com for employer resources, sample communications, and session materials. Thank you for supporting your employees' next stage of healthcare. Our goal is to make Medicare simple for your employees and remove that responsibility from HR. Seniority Perks exists so small and mid-size employers can confidently support Medicare-eligible employees without added cost, risk, or workload. This content is for educational purposes only and does not constitute plan-specific advice.